Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.
The Rock and Review is so happy to bring you Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, bassist, singer, songwriter, producer, and voiceover talent, Bootsy Collins. Bootsy, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me, man. This is an honor and a pleasure, and love to get my voice heard out there in the Nashville town. Hook me up, hit me up, and let's do it.
You know what? It's so great to finally get you on the show, Bootsy, because like I talked about before we started the interview, you and I always end up catching up at the NAMM shows, usually at the winter from Anaheim. And it's like, you got so many crowds and people flocking around you looking for autographs. But, now you got a brand new album coming out this next week, The Power of One. I got to tell you, I love the single and the video.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. We put a lot of effort into that because, of course, everybody's on lockdown. So we had a lot of time to really get it together, So, and it was fun. It was a fun project considering the conditions we was under. So, it was good.
Well, and I got to hand it to you. And you have always, throughout your career, Bootsy, and certainly as one of the world-class bass players, even, as brought up by Rolling Stone, one of the best bass players of all times. But you enlist some of the most incredible artists to join you on this album, including George Benson, Emmy Sunshine, Taz, Victor Wooten, Kingfish. How did you pull all this talent for this album?
Well, I don't know. It just kind of I was kind of meeting people, and the people that I already knew that we never worked together, like George Benson, and then new people like Emmy Sunshine for the first time we hooked up. I mean, and it was all like everybody seemed like they were fit for this project and they really wanted to do it. They didn't just do it just, okay, how much you gonna pay me? Or how much, it wasn't no questions. It was just, let's do it, And everybody just had fun with it. It was just remarkable, man. I mean, it reminded me of the good old days when we used to just all get in the studio and just have a good time with each other, And this was the closest thing to that I felt in quite some time.
The video is so powerful, and I definitely want our viewers to go check it out, on your website and social media. But, seeing you playing all of the instrument parts in the band, you're on the drums, you're on the guitar, you're playing your space bass, and then you got George Benson ripping it.
Right. I mean, who does that, right? I mean,
and of course, it's also like the Funkadelic Parliament days to where you're, of course, in a spaceship in the video because it wouldn't be right without it.
Oh, you got to have it, man. I can't fly from planet to planet without it, man. We got to spread that funk around, And man, it was so much fun. I got a chance to work with my son, who actually did the video. Wow. And he's really up on the new technology and this, that, and the other. It was like, so all I had to do was just kind of say, well, what about this? Can you do this? Can you, and he just did it, I was like, wow, this is pretty, and I don't have to go nowhere. Well, it's like all around the world for the funk, and I don't have to go nowhere for this. Oh my God. So
you know what it's like, but you have such a storied career, and some of our viewers that don't know, like back in the day with you and your brother working with James Brown, and being a part of those songs and everything, but also, like I told you earlier, last time when I had George Clinton in town, and George still sings your praises, for you guys, doing Parliament and Funkadelic, and really, you guys forged so much incredible music then, and also influenced so many bass players, just like Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it was not really intentional to do what was done. What was really important at the time was getting the music out that we felt. And the chemistry that George and I had was just, to me, it was just powerful. And I didn't really, he didn't care. I mean, I didn't care, it was like, this is going to last forever, ever. you know. So, you know, it was like you just dived in and you had a great time in that moment, you know. And it was just so much fun, you know, doing it, you know. I mean, there's, you know, I don't know, man. Those days were just so very special, man. You know?
Well, you know, and I got to hand it to you also, Bootsy, to where just like George, you have been one of those people that has collaborated with every style of artist. Like even when you collaborated with Del McCrory, you know, and did that to where, you know, it's like you don't shy away from any style of music.
Oh, no.
But,
no.
And you embrace it all and you make it into one.
Yeah, well, that's the key. You know, for me, music is all one. And, you know, we're working, the power of the one is working to get people to understand that we're on one planet and we're flying through space all together, you know, all together. We have to work together, you know, we have to eat together. We have to do all these things. We're all on the same, this is the real mothership. Earth is our real mothership, you know, and we're all together on it. And so, you know, we want to, you know, try to stress that point and realize that, you know, we can have fun together if we just go at it that way, you know, and because it's really about, you know, us having a little fun now, you know, because this, you know, this lockdown thing, it has its moments, but it's killing people, you know, and it's very sad, man. It's very sad. So, you know, hopefully this music can help uplift some people, you know. It did for me and it did for a lot of the musicians, but we would like for it to really uplift people and get them back thinking like, hey, we all are one. Let's continue to do this. Let's make it happen. Yeah.
Well, you know, that's what I've always liked about all your music, Bootsy. I got to tell you, because I've always been a fan of funk and just, you know, the bass that you lay down, you know, just that, I mean, that groove, you know, you can't be unhappy and listen to funk music. And I think particularly with this new album that you're bringing out, that's going to be available on all digital formats and on CD after Friday, October 23rd. And then in December, coming out on vinyl.
Yes, that's going to be the fun for it. The DJs are going to go crazy. They're going to go crazy because we're gonna have some of them, you know, with the instrumental things, you know, where they can really, you know, take it and do things with it, you know. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it, man. Just adding on to, you know, the next steps it can be, and hopefully it encourages, you know, even young people to go ahead and, you know, step it up. Let's step it up. Let's have some fun with this.
You know, after seeing your album cover for this great new album too, Bootsy, the first thing I said to your publicist is, okay, I hope that's going to be a T-shirt and a poster because it's it reminds me of back in the day, you know, like back in the 70s when you had like the stepping out, you know, the guy, you know, it's like all that cool stuff. And it's like going, I mean, it just looks so you. It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, that, you know, that's the whole, to me, that's the whole thing. I have to bring to the table what I was brought up with, you know, and, you know, people, you know, like to say, well, you need to change this. You might need to change that. You should change it. I figure like, you know, I'm good at what I do and what I bring. And I bring something different than somebody else. And I want to stick to that, you know? It's like, bring you to the table, you know? Bring you to the table. It don't have to be something new all the time. Just bring what you got, you know? And I'm not going to cut you down because you didn't bring as much as so-and-so brought, you know? At least you brought something to the table, you know? And it was good.
And I want to make sure our viewers know that next Friday, October 23rd, is where it's Bootsy Collins' album release and galactic birthday party with the release of The Power of One. Where do they need to go to get the tickets? I believe it's at your website, right?
Yeah, I think it's bootsycollins.com.
Okay.
And it's going to be a virtual online album release party. And so we're going to do all of that, the album release and the birthday bash in the same day. And we're going to have, you know, George Benson, Bradford Marcellus, Ellis Hall, Christian McBride, Brian Culberson, Emmy Sunshine, Emma Line. I mean, so, you know, it's going to be, but it's virtual, you know, because of the COVID thing. But we're going to have all these people join us, you know, and man, I just like to thank them ahead of time, man, for just joining in and helping us, you know, and help the people get through this, you know, definitely.
Right. The single's out, the video's out for The Power of One, and the full album comes out next Friday. Bootsy Collins, I want to make sure that, you know, our viewers know to follow you on social media, go to your website, and be part of The Power of One, right?
That's it, man. That is it. Because, again, like I say, you know, this all caught us all off guard. But at the same time, we're going to make it through. We're going to make it through. And we need a little fun every here and there we can get to help us make it through it, because there's a lot of pain going on out here right now. And we want to help ease the pain, you know, with this record.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's great music, Bootsy. Congratulations on the new album, and thank you so much for coming on the Rockin' Review.
Sponsored by the Big 98, Nashville's #1 for new country and the home of the Bobby Bones Show.